This.
What? Is yours? Your pen?
Yeah, that's my pen.
Okay, I gotta call it.
Why?
No, it's a nice pen. I just didn't know what it was. I thought it was yours. I didn't want it to get lost.
Well, thank you. Why don't you take that fucking pen and shove it up your ass, you fucking jag-off?
I was just offering this fucking ass.
Look out, Joe.
Okay, you hear little girl, Frankie? Hear little girl, Ace? Is that a little fucking girl? What happened to the fucking tough guy told my friend stick it up his fucking ass, huh?
Take it easy. Nico.
First film is Casino, Martin Scorsese's latest mobster story about the mafia's last days of running a major casino in Vegas. It's set in the 70s and 80s, and the film looks great, is memorably acted, and yet it breaks no new ground for Scorsese or his actors, and therefore, for all of the pyrotechnics, Casino is a bit of a letdown. At its best and most original, Casino is sort of a docudrama on the operation of a casino, as in this sequence narrated by the film's casino boss, Ace Rothstein, played by Robert De Niro.
The boxmen are watching the dealers. The floormen are watching the boxmen. The pit bosses are watching the floormen. The shift bosses are watching the pit bosses. The casino manager is watching the shift bosses. I'm watching the casino manager, and the eye in the sky is watching us all.
Here's the well-acted but not very fresh part of the story, as De Niro's character has to deal with his always-in-trouble boyhood friend, an ultra-violent mob enforcer named Nicky Santoro, played by Joe Pesci.
What's a 50,000 marker?
Don't just give him 10. That's it, 10. I'll be right down.
It's gonna come up with 10,000 just the way you want it. Yeah, 10,000.
50,000. I said 50, fucking 50,000. Go get it.
The weakest storyline in Casino is the love story involving De Niro and a femme fatale, a con artist, and hooker played by Sharon Stone.
What's the matter?
What do you mean, what's the matter? I made a lot of money for you. I want my cut.
What money? I've seen you stealing from me.
What money? Look at the stack of chips. Don't give me that shit. I want my
I've been watching
end.
you all night.
Don't give me that shit. I want my money.
For the fucking
What do you
chips.
mean you stole? I didn't steal anything from you.
Get lost, you jerk. Get lost.
Get lost?
Yes.
Get lost?
Yes.
Well, how about that?
Every tough character has a weakness in Casino. Stone is De Niro's weakness, and she in turn has a soft spot for her pimp, a low-life hustler played by James Woods.
If you ever come back again, ever, to take her money, next time bring a pistol. That way you got a chance.
I love looking at Casino. Each shot is beautifully composed, and the quasi-documentary scenes are sometimes thrilling, but the characters are familiar, based on the book by Goodfellas screenwriter Nicholas Pileggi. And as I watched this movie, repeatedly I felt that director Martin Scorsese, America's best, may have come to the end of this mob milieu. He's told this story in different times and places in much more exciting ways. One note, I wish that I could show you some of the many violent scenes in Casino, but the distributor isn't releasing any of the brutal beatings. They're trying to sell this as a love story, but as a love story, Casino doesn't work. So a mixed review, but ultimately, thumbs down for me.
Thumbs down?
Yep.
I'm astonished.
Why? You think this was fresh?
At the very least, Gene, it's thumbs up, and I think it's a lot better than that. And I'll just point out one thing. You didn't like the relationship between De Niro and
Not at
Sharon
all.
Stone. To me,
No.
that was fascinating. This is a breakthrough for Scorsese, who throughout his career has always had this same kind of male-female relationship involving the guy who loves the woman up to a point and then decides that she's no good or not good enough for him. In this film, here's a guy who tries to be reasonable, who feels that he can buy and control and figure out the odds on everything. And he gets a woman who won't be controlled like that, who is a wild card, and that is why not only his life comes to pieces, but because of this relationship with this woman, the mob loses out in Vegas entirely. It's a fascinating story about how just the lust and love between these two people eventually led to the mob leaving Vegas altogether.
I think that you read the picture the wrong way. I think that exactly what happens is in a shot of a big, lion, and I'll leave it like that, you understand the dynamic that really pushed the mob out of Vegas. It was corporations, not one-man.
Oh, you're talking about the fact that the junk funds took over from the Teamsters Fund as a source of financing. That in itself is a fascinating other aspect of this movie. One of the things about the movie I like is the amount of information it has, how the casinos operate, how they enforce security, how they took care of that guy at the blackjack table by giving him a phony heart attack so they could get him into the back room and pound on him for a while. This stuff is terrific.
The docudrama stuff is all of the personal stories. You never felt that you had seen this stuff before? From the personal stuff. Pesci, you hadn't seen that stuff with De Niro?
I hadn't seen it in this way, and nevertheless, even if I had, I saw it before in Goodfellas. That was a great movie. It was your choice of the best movie of the year.
Great movie.
To actually tell people you don't think they should see Martin Scorsese's Casino is shocking to me.
It is not shocking.
I can think of 200 movies this year that I would tell them not to see before I would get to this one. This is a very watchable movie.
Certain sections of it are watchable. I'm really grading this as a piece of work by Scorsese, and this is not his best work.
Well, as by somebody else, how would you grade it? Would it be thumbs up if it was from some other director?
I don't think so, Roger. I think I would have said that this is an uneven piece.
Oh, fuck you.
Before you knew it, anybody who knew anything wound up getting whacked.
Oh, no! Oh, no, no!
After Ginger took off, she wasn't much help to anybody. She found some pimps, lowlifes, druggies, and bikers in L.A., and in a few months they went through all the money and all the jewels. After they found her body, I had a private doctor do another autopsy. He said they gave her a hot dose. In the end, all she had left was 3,600 mint-condition coins. But in the end, I wound up right back where I started. I could still pick winners, and I could still make money for all kinds of people back home. And why mess up a good thing? And that's that.